Alright peeps, it's time to listen up and pay attention. This drop is just getting started. Now this was the chart that I called that it was possible we were topped out. It did play out that way. We topped out at 41,280-ish. Notice we came down. We found support right here on this fib channel line, 32,713. Your current resistance is 36,354. I'm going to show you how I use multiple charts to find out a great point to get out and a great point to get in. This chart again called the top, and it did call a wick down here, but not just using this chart alone isn't enough for me. I like to have other charts and use those charts combined. Remember, these charts are created different ways, so when you have multiple charts charted in a different way that show the same support, same resistance level, it gives me further confidence in knowing, hey, take my profit or buy here. I'm going to show you that. So this was the video I put out on January 8th where I was calling for the top, and I gave you some targets. Now I'll put a link up to this video now if you want to click it, and I'll have the link in the description. And by the way, guys, and I'm going to show you, I've made in this entire run up, if you bought in at 5,000 and you can see you sold at 40,000, you took your profit. I've made half of that in one day, the same as this guy right here. And I'll put a link to this video within. But this guy right here, Michael Dolan, you were the best, man. I made more money on this drop than the ride up due to epic bounces over and over. Great targets. Same here, man. Again, I told you guys in the past, I make more money on the way down than I do on the way up because I know where the targets are to buy and I know what our resistance is to sell. So I'm going to go through some of this. And again, guys, if you want to access these charts, it's up to you. I do have Bitcoin charts. We're going to cover these, altcoin charts, precious metal stocks, and tutorials teaching how to create my charts. So do check that out. The link will be pinned in the first comment and in the description. We have a lot to cover. We're going to cover the dollar index. So a lot of these YouTubers, they're Bitcoin, the fundamentals, is going to the moon, and all of a sudden it crashes, and it crashes further than they expected. And they say, what happened? It's never done this before. That's because they have tunnel vision. It's all just Bitcoin. They don't realize that Bitcoin is tied into global markets. It's a hedge against the dollar. Guys, you need to wake up and smell the deflation that is coming. And we're going to cover this. But before I do that, guys, I'm just going to go through these charts. So clearly you can see this was resistance. And I made a post in the community section on YouTube. And guys, I do keep you updated on Twitter as well. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you have to be subscribed to my charts. If you are subscribed, make sure you send me an email. I'll make sure you get, I'll accept your follow request and send you the Discord invite link. So again, guys, what I'm trying to show you here, this was likely a point to top out because this right here, this is a fib channel line. This is the line below this line up here. Notice if I move this, you see it moves right there. This is the next fib channel line above. So if this was support and resistance, you'll push up to the next fib channel line. It's likely to get topped out here to come down to the next line, which would be right here. We're also respecting this one, and I did cover that in this video. Notice right here, this ring, this and this fib channel line, right here, and right here. This is where we bottomed, right here. So again, what I'm trying to show you is this is resistance, this is support, and this is your next support below, right here around 31,300, depending when you make contact. So let me just show you this chart. So notice this is 5/12/20. I published this on July 2nd, 2020. Now keep in mind, guys, I'll update these charts. Notice that these fib channel lines, and again, these are published charts. They cannot be edited. Once they're published, they are the way they are. You can just play it out. But you'll notice these fib channel lines stop here. So guys, even though the date shows 5/12/20, update these charts as price moves along. So price goes a pretty good ways out. I just want to show you this is the same chart. It's missing a fib channel line because again, I update these charts, but I want to show you that this chart did play out. Alright, hold on, we're getting there. Again, this was published a long time ago. Notice price pushed up. So here's this orange ring, and here's that fib channel line. So notice right here, if I zoom in, you can see that we found support. We dropped below it. So, and look, this is that right here. This is that fib channel line right here, where we bottomed on. Right here. See right here, pushed above it, support. Let me put that back. Well, it won't let me put it back. Notice we pushed above it, came back up, found support on it. That is this fib channel line here. And notice we came up, perfect resistance at this ring, perfect resistance at this ring. So you know to buy here and sell here. Now again, what I was saying was I wouldn't sell here unless I had other charts showing me this is likely going to be resistance. This is where other charts come in. So this is the BTC USD Bitstamp 1230.20. Again, I created this a while, well, this is actually a pretty new chart, but notice right here, we pushed up. This was resistance, 36,000. Notice we're coming down. So this is a second chart showing me this is resistance to potentially take your profit, which I did. Right here, another chart, charted a different way. You notice we pushed up, resistance, 39,000, point to take your profit. Notice we bottomed right here. This ring was a lot of support and resistance. So this is a likely point to take your profit. Now this is in confluence with other charts to know, hey, buy at this point. I knew a chart to buy here and here. Actually, one chart nailed this target and this target. Keep in mind, guys, these are $10,000 bounces. This is 13%. That's over 10,000. This right here, 12%. That's $20,000 profit. And guys, I buy the bounces. I use one full Bitcoin to buy. So again, I'm showing you support and resistance. This right here, another chart showing me this is resistance. You can see right here, 36,600. You push up, we get rejected. Guys, this is coming down a lot more. Again, I make more money on the way down because I have all the support and resistance already mapped out. You know, and even again, I can find tops in uncharted territory. Most people are trying to figure out, where's the top? How high can this go? Because we've never been this high before. With these charts, you have an idea. Again, you'd have to watch my tutorials to understand how to create these charts, which are available. But again, topped out, came down, support, resistance. This is your next major support, 31,300. And then we have targets below on multiple charts. But I'm just trying to show you, when you have multiple charts showing support, resistance, you know, hey, it's probably a point to take your profit here, probably a point to buy in. So again, that covers the charts. This here, now this has probably been the most accurate chart I've ever created, and this is on the daily. I want you to notice right here, and again, I'll zoom out, show you the bigger picture. This is the chart I created showing that we could potentially hit 300,000 in December of 2021, way up here, 330,000. When I created this chart, every single fib circle on this whole chart, this blue one, these white ones, everything was created based on this potential target up here around 32,000. Let me show you how accurate this is, and I'll show you the published version too, just so you can see that, you know, once I create a chart, the chart stays the same. I don't move anything in the chart. I might add on to it. But notice right here, notice we came down perfect right to this white ring. And again, I pushed up. Let me put this on a smaller time frame. You can see this blue ring came down to it. So I'm going to put this on the 2 hour just to show you this. And again, you can go back and look. You can see that this blue ring was resistance. We pushed above it, found support. Then we pushed up here, got rejected, came down, found support on this white ring. Pushed up, came back down, found support on this blue ring. So again, if this is resistance, it will flip as support. Same with the white ring. The white ring was support and resistance, support and resistance. So when you drop, there's your support. And again, those are $10,000 bounces. Again, I've made more in one day trading than I have in this entire run-up. If you bought at 5,000 and sold at 40,000, I've made half of that in one day just buying the bounces. Now, I didn't catch this bounce exactly. Someone had pointed out on Twitter, you know, how accurate this chart was. I have so many charts I can't look at them all, but there's a lot of people that have these charts, so they share information on Twitter and on Discord. I was using other charts to buy the bounces. For instance, this chart here, I used to buy that first bounce right here. So I missed it by a bit, came back up, but I was able to nail this one perfectly because I was waiting. Since we were so accurate with this one, I was waiting to come down and buy here. So again, I just wanted to show you how accurate these are. This is the published version. Just want to show you. Let me zoom in a bit on this. Again, this is the same chart, guys. This is this chart You put it on the 1 day, just so you know. Right here, peak of the bull run 2.0 chart. I published this on December 14, 2020, when price was here. But take note, when I hit play, I'm going to zoom in. This is on the daily, just so you can see that nothing moved, everything has stayed the same. Right here, perfect support right here on this white ring, push up. Perfect support on this blue ring, push up. So again, guys, these charts are accurate, and again, when you have them, you can make money. Again, you make more money on the way down than the way up, because you know exactly where to buy. And we have multiple charts showing, hey, this is a point to buy. There's a lot of charts showing support. Take a chance and buy there. If you come up and you have multiple charts showing resistance, take your profit. If you have multiple charts showing buy, buy. So again, you know, on this chart here, it showed, hey, this blue ring was a great buying target. Notice we bottomed right on it. And this chart here, we bottomed right on this red ring. So I had two charts in confluence showing, hey, that was a great point to buy in. Notice we're coming down now. So again, a lot of YouTubers, they have tunnel vision. They're talking about Bitcoin, you know, they don't understand, or maybe they do, but you know, they want people to get bullish. Bitcoin's going to the moon. But they're not sharing the other information that people need, which is Bitcoin is correlated. Now, I'll cover this at the end, guys. This is my buy-in point. If you want to know this buy-in point, you know, get access to the charts. But again, this is where I'm buying in. This is make or break for Bitcoin. But this is what is important. People seem confused. Why is Bitcoin dropping? Why did we top out? It's because the dollar's pushing up, guys. Bitcoin is a hedge against the US dollar. Look how much the dollar has pushed up. It has pushed up a total of 1.43%. That 1.43% has caused Bitcoin to drop a total of 22%. So again, if you follow, and again, I have stocks. We're going to cover the Dow Jones as well. Market's going to open pretty soon. I want to get this up pretty quick. But again, you know, the dollar pushes up, Bitcoin's going to come down. If the dollar drops, you want to be in Bitcoin. Again, hedge. But this is the part that you need to pay attention to. I keep hearing people say, the dollar's dead. The dollar's going to zero. Inflation. No, guys. We have had inflation. It is time for deflation. And again, I'm going to cover some things. I don't want to take too long here, but just look at Bitcoin. Notice these gray lines, these gray horizontal lines. These are channels. Come up as resistance, support, resistance, support. Move up into this channel, resistance. Notice we got stuck in this channel for a long time. Support, break down to this channel, break back up into this channel, support, and resistance. Finally break up into this channel's resistance, then we push up. This would be uncharted territory, unless you have my charts. So you look at the dollar. People say the dollar is going to crash. It's coming down. You know what? Actually, the dollar is pretty friggin' bullish. First of all, you got a falling wedge here, right? This was a falling wedge back on the 2nd of January. Price is coming down, but the dollar's coming down. It breaks up. Bitcoin is pushing up while the dollar's coming down. What happens when the dollar pushes up? Bitcoin comes down. So what do you think's happening here? We're in a falling wedge. The dollar's coming down. Bitcoin's pushing up. What happens if the dollar pushes up? That's right, Bitcoin comes down. So yeah, if the dollar crashes, you want to be in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a hedge against the dollar. But the dollar is not going to crash. The dollar has cycles, just like Bitcoin, guys. Just like Bitcoin. I notice right here. This was 1985. The dollar was up at 129, right? It came down, and actually I do have Bitcoin going back a pretty good ways. Let me match this up the best I can. Hold on a sec. So I try to get this to match up. It's hard to do this. Let's see. I think that's right. So let's just zoom in a bit to where this matches, just to give you some, so you can kind of see how this correlates with the dollar. You know, Bitcoin was created in 2009. It might be kind of hard to see, but this just kind of gives you an idea. Notice the dollar was pretty low right here. We got a peak the 13th of June 2011. Notice the dollar was going kind of sideways. Bitcoin pushed up. You can see the dollar pushed up. Bitcoin came down. So this is right here. This is our previous. This was our peak in 2013. This is our last bull run bear market before our 20,000 peak. Dollar was low. Bitcoin was high. Dollar pushed up. Bitcoin dropped. The dollar was kind of pushing up. I guess it was kind of going sideways. Bitcoin was pushing up. Now, there's another reason for this. We're going to cover this in the next video. This is what I'm going to be animating. So I'm going to give a lot more information about some of this. But again, I don't want to get lost in the weeds here. The main thing I want to point out, you notice how I was showing that Bitcoin, gets in these channels, right? Push up to the next channel, so on. Again, the same thing with the dollar, guys. The same thing. Look, the dollar dropped into this channel. Then it kind of dropped down here, broke back up into this one, back up into this channel, down into this channel, back up into this channel, back up into this channel. This was actually September 1st. This was 9/11. And I'm going to cover that in the next video as well. But 9/11 had an impact on the U.S. dollar and economy. So again, this is a cycle. This was the top. This was the bottom. This was the top. After 2011, we started coming down until right here on the 16th of July, 2008. Ever since then, the dollar is making a comeback, guys. I mean, if you look at Bitcoin, you move up into a channel, you move up to the next channel, you come up, you come down, cycles. It's the same thing. Bitcoin, look, falling wedge, you break up, falling wedge, you break up. Now we're in this channel. Then we broke up into this channel. We're still into this channel. We're in a falling wedge, potentially push back up here. What happens if we push up into this channel? That's going to be very bullish for the dollar, which means bearish for Bitcoin. So let's just do a few measurements here just to give you an idea. I just want to show you a couple things. Try to get this to match up. I want to put this in perspective for you. So right here, let me use the right tool. Let's see, we're going to use price range. So in 2000, let's see, this is January 2nd, 2017. The dollar was up here around 104. So the dollar dropped 15.37%. Bitcoin pushed up. Bitcoin pushed up a total of 2,500%. Okay, let me move this out of the way here, so we know that. So dropping dropping 15.31%, 37%. Let me get my mouse on this. So the dollar dropping 15.37%. Bitcoin pushed up about 2,600%. Okay, so when the dollar pushed up, let's say, and let's use this as reference where we bottomed. We dropped from 6K to 3K. Let's use this as our reference. So when the dollar pushed up, let's say 10.47%, Bitcoin dropped about almost 84%. So keep this in mind, guys. Bitcoin pushed up, the dollar pushed up 10.27%. Bitcoin dropped 83.63%. Let's just zoom into our COVID crash here. Now the COVID crash, the dollar also dropped. People were panicking, but eventually people started jumping out of all the markets. They jumped into the dollar. That's why the dollar pumped. But just this alone, let's measure this. So let's ignore this wick down here. Let's just go from right here. The dollar pushed up about a little over 6% from this point, and Bitcoin dropped 63%. So look at that. A 10.27% increase in the dollar caused Bitcoin to drop 83%. A 6.18% increase in the dollar caused Bitcoin to drop 63.71%. Okay, so let's think about this. We're about to potentially break up from a falling wedge. So if we do, that is potentially 16.85%. And that will be the highest yet pushing up. So if we push up 18, or let's say we push up almost 17%, how much is Bitcoin going to drop if only a 6.18% increase in the dollar caused us to drop 63%? And let's go a step further. let's say that it's even more bullish, deflation, and I'm going to cover this in the next video, as well as PayPal, Grayscale, Tether. But what if we break up into this next channel? That would be almost a 35% increase in the value of the dollar. And I say one more time, if just a 6.18% increase in the value of the dollar caused Bitcoin to drop 63%, what do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin if the dollar pushes up 34%? Just think about that. Just put that into perspective. As well, guys, I cover stocks, everything. I've got the NASDAQ, the S&P, junk bonds, QQQ. I have a bunch of charts because these charts are necessary to understand how the markets are doing. This is the Dow. The Dow's going to open in about 3 hours roughly. We're down 219 points. The dollar is just pumping up like crazy. Again, dollar up, Bitcoin down. I covered this in a previous live stream, and I think maybe some videos. As far as I'm concerned, I think, and again, I showed this, we were in this rising wedge. We had a fake out. Notice this yellow line above. We crashed. This line right here has been very strong resistance. Same thing I think is playing out right here in this rising wedge. And we just had a fake out. This is very strong resistance. It goes back even further. So again, I'm expecting the Dow to start coming down. And notice right here, we hit this ring as resistance. When we cross this ring, we drop down. I think that's going to play out exactly the same. So again, I think this might be the start of something. So again, pay attention when the Dow Jones opens. And again, guys, if the dollar is going up, Bitcoin will go down. I think this is going to get a lot worse. This drop has only got started, and I do want to cover this chart. This is my buy-in right here. This is make or break for Bitcoin. If you have access to the charts, it's called the Bitstamp Daily Moving Average 300, 200, 100. Have this on the daily and weekly. Guys, this ring, I've covered this plenty of times. This is back since, well, this goes way back actually. This is the 11th of May 2019. Support, 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 resistance, support, support, crash. Notice right here, we pushed up, resistance, 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 resistance. Then it flipped to support. I bought in when we hit this ring. I bought in when we almost hit this ring. Notice we pushed all the way up. And again, guys, this was another chart. If you followed me, and this showed better on the peak of the bull run chart. Let me show you this right here. Notice right here. Again, this peak of the bull run chart is probably the most accurate chart I've ever made. Notice right here, when I was talking about a top, notice we topped right out at this blue ring. We dropped a total of 20%. So you knew if you had these charts, had other charts that showed this as well, but this is a 20% drop. And notice, if we dropped right at this ring as resistance, it makes sense when you come back down. This ring is support. Resistance, resistance, support, support. So again, the peak of the bull run 2.0 chart has been the most accurate. So if you want to play this on the way up and the way down, this is the chart you need to have access to, because it is a roadmap. Whether we come down and crash, I do believe we're coming down much lower, but on the way down and on the way up, all of your targets are mapped out. If you're respecting this blue ring, you're going to respect this blue ring. You're respecting this white ring, you're going to respect this white ring. The orange rings, the yellow rings, the fib channel lines, everything on this chart is accurate. Notice we topped out right here. We hit this fib channel line, got rejected. So again, this is a chart that I'm using to play macro targets, and I just want to let you know, this chart, this is my buy-in. And what I'm trying to say is, I will buy here. I think the 20-week will catch up with this ring. I will buy at this point. The target will be different. It's a ring depending on when you hit it. When we cross this ring, I think this is when it's make or break. So if we hold support here, cross this ring above, again, if we hold support on this ring, we do something like this. Again, I'm expecting this to come way down. If we hold support and then we cross this blue ring, I think we are on target to hit that peak, 330,000 in 2021 in December. If we come down and we break, maybe we find support on this orange ring, but if we are underneath this red ring and we cross this blue ring, I think we are coming down to much lower targets. And again, I have all these targets mapped out. So again, that's what I'm saying. If you have the charts, you know which charts to load up for the macro targets, upside and downside. Again, guys, all these charts are available on the website. I have Bitcoins, precious metals, altcoins, stocks, and tutorials. All these charts play out live. Just click the link, they load up. Included when you subscribe, you get access to the Discord, and you can follow me on Twitter. But guys, that's it. Trade safe. Remember, this was resistance. Your support is 32,713. Your next support is 31,305. There are targets I have below on the way down, but just know this right here is my buy-in target. I'm not missing this target. If we hold support here, you do not want to miss it. That's the lowest Bitcoin will ever go again. If it breaks, then this ship is going to go way, way down into the abyss. That's it, guys. Till the next video. Trade safe.